Hey guys. I wanted to come to you today and just talk to you about my why. It's a question that we ask you to really identify, and so I wanted to share mine with you. So a why, first of all, is different than goals. Goals are something like I want to be at my pre-pregnancy weight. I want to wear a bathing suit with confidence this summer, which are both goals of mine currently. Those are goals. Your why is something deeper. It's something bigger. It's the thing that when you are at a restaurant and there's a bowl full of chips and salsa in front of you, it's going to keep you, from devouring the whole thing. Okay, so it's the thing that is motivating beyond just, jeans. Putting on a smaller pair of jeans. So for me, my why really started probably in college, I would say. In college, I actually came home one summer between my sophomore and junior year, and I did a 90-day program. I actually did P90, which was the original Beachbody program. And in 90 days, I lost 20 pounds, and I loved it. And I really, from that point, really is when I started to be super consistent with working out and really eating right. It wasn't until I got pregnant with my first baby that I realized that a lot of my efforts in working out and in eating right really revolved around losing weight. I was always working to lose weight, even when I didn't need to lose weight, even when now looking back, I can see there was no reason, but that was always my goal. And so when I got pregnant and just not having good, knowledge, I thought, well, I can't lose weight. So I just stopped. I just stopped doing everything. I stopped working out. I stopped watching what I was eating. I was eating things that I hadn't eaten in years. I would sit down with like a box of graham crackers and milk, and I would just like kill like a whole like bag of them, And it was just really because my focus had been so wrong for so long, that working out and eating right really revolved around I didn't have a why, I didn't have a deeper reason. I just had a goal. It was just to be smaller. And so I ended up gaining a lot of weight with that pregnancy, as you can imagine. And the whole pregnancy, really, I just hated being pregnant. I feel awful for saying that because I know how hard people try and how many people want to be pregnant that they can't. I was one of those people eventually. By baby number 3, that was me trying to get pregnant and I couldn't. But I did. And the reason that I did was because, I hated gaining all that weight. It did a number on my head completely. And that unfortunately stuck with me through all 3 of my pregnancies. Even my last pregnancy, where we tried for a long time. We tried for, almost 2 years to get pregnant. Eventually got pregnant, and by the last part of my pregnancy, when all that weight starts coming on, all I could do was think about was how was I going to lose this weight? And it's just an awful place to be, guys. It really is, in a position where you can't do anything about your situation. You're pregnant. It really should be a happy time, and your thoughts are consumed with losing weight. It makes you feel shallow. It makes you feel like you aren't thankful for this gift that you have been given, and that just does a real number on you. like on your head. It really does. It did one on me big time. And so after I had our third baby, you know, I right away kind of started to try to lose some weight. And, you know, for me, some things that I've had to accept is that weight loss happens slowly, you know. That summer that I came home and did the 90-day program and lost those 20 pounds, you know, I was 20. That's a whole different metabolism we're dealing with. You know, that's a whole different set of hormones we're dealing with. And so I've really had to work to accept who I am now and to work with myself now. But when I am being consistent, when I am focused on the process and not just focused on the outcome, because I've been focused on the outcome. I've been focused on, oh my gosh, I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 15 pounds. I need to lose 20 pounds, you know? And when you are focused on just that number or just that outcome, that's all that you can see. And so you do some really stupid things sometimes, you know, you do some things that are going to try to get you immediate results. You cut out, you know, whole food groups and all sorts of things, crazy things. You work out all the time or whatever. And then when you're not seeing the goals that you have set out and they're not happening quick enough for you, then at least for me, I give up, you know, and it becomes this really vicious cycle. And the reoccurring theme in the whole cycle is feeling bad about yourself the whole time. And I finally got to a point where I just said, I don't want to think about this all the time. I don't want my energy to go towards this all the time. You know, I have other things to think about. I have other things to do. And so what really keeps me motivated to be consistent and to focus on a process, to say, you know what, even if the scale doesn't move, even if, you know, I feel like I'm working out and I'm still not fitting in those jeans, at least I know that my focus is forward. I am moving forward, you know, and that has become my why, that I don't want to have this horrible head game happening, you know, that I want to say, I'm going to be consistent in something. That gives me pride as well, to know that I'm working towards something, you know. So for me, what keeps me from, you know, making Jeff go get me a Blizzard at Dairy Queen or, you know, whatever, devouring those chips and salsa when we go out or whatnot, is that I know the feeling of defeat. And I know the lie that I get told and that I let myself be told about who I am and how that's wrapped up in something else. And so what allows me to have balance, what allows me to eat some ice cream sometimes and not feel bad about myself, or, you know, go out and have a margarita and not feel bad about it, is that 80% of the time I am consistent with what I'm doing, and that I'm not focused on this outcome, but I'm just really making this a lifestyle and really making this a process. And I'm really able to grab onto that and feel freedom from my own head, you know. And that's really what keeps me going. That's really what helps me keep those good choices in front of me, really keeps me consistent, you know. So I want you to really think about your why and what's going to keep you going, what's going to help you have balance, you know, in your life. It's going to be more than just wanting to wear a bathing suit, you know. It should be more than just, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds. There are tons of people walking around on this earth that want to lose 20 pounds. And they, unfortunately, a lot of them will just continue to want to lose 20 pounds. And they will never actually lose 20 pounds. You know, you need to identify what makes you different. Why do you want to do it? And why are you going to do it? You know, so just really think about it and let somebody know. Tell somebody, post it in the comments, you know, whatever it is. It is important, you guys. It's, once we say things, we give life to them. You know, once we put things down on paper, we give life to them. When something's just in your head, you know, you can overlook it. You don't have to own it. You don't have to be responsible for it. But once you vocalize it, and it's out there, then there's the potential for somebody else to keep you accountable for it, and that's a big deal. And that's a good thing, especially when working towards a goal. So think about it for real. Get your why, write it down. Okay? All right, guys, thanks.